Well, hi everyone. One of the mistakes that people make while writing or speaking English is related with commonly confused words. Whether it's pronouncing them or writing them, there's always a confusion. And today I'm going to discuss some most commonly confused words. Now, I know that you may find a lot of articles on the internet or on YouTube related with commonly confused words, but the list I have collected uh, is based on my experience of dealing with language learners and looking at how they are making mistakes. So this list is from my personal experience of seeing the learners' challenges. So sit back and enjoy. By the way, guys, if you're new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Also, watch this video to the end, as each of the commonly confused words that we have discussed is extremely important, and your understanding of commonly confused words will be incomplete if you miss any of these. So let's start. The first set that we're going to look at is accept versus accept. So accept is, of course, to receive something. For example, I've accepted an invitation for the party next week. And accept means excluding something. For example, everyone is coming to the party except Ron. Also, something to remember here is the pronunciation, because when you talk about accept, the pronunciation that we are looking at starts with the sh sound or the very weak sound. And in the second instance, the pronunciation that we're looking at the start is the I sound, as in accept. So a lot of times people mispronounce these two words as well, interchanging one for the other, which can cause a lot of confusion. So just keep that in mind. The second one that we're looking at is affect and effect. Now, affect means to influence something. It's a verb. For example, the government's decision will affect a lot of people. Whereas effect is a noun, and this means simply influence. It's not an action verb, it's just a noun. For example, the government's decision will have a huge effect on the people. Also notice the pronunciation, just as in accept and accept, here too, we have affect starting with the sh sound and effect starting with the I sound. So also remember that while using these two words when speaking. The next one that we're looking at is compliment versus compliment. So these are most commonly used words. The one that ends with iment means praise, and it can be used both as a verb and a noun. You can say to someone, thank you for the compliment, or you can say to someone, thank you for complimenting. Whereas compliment, which ends with ement, means to complete something. For example, your yellow dress complements your black trousers, or these two people complement each other. So you can use it like that. So please do keep that in mind. Next is quite an interesting pair and almost quite funny. It's desert versus desert. So desert means a barren piece of land or a sandy region. For example, Rajasthan has a lot of desert area. So you can use it like that. Whereas dessert means a sweet meal, or that is offered towards the end of a course. And it can be quite catastrophic when people use one for the other. So let's say you go to a dinner and you ask for a dessert at the end of it, it can be quite embarrassing. So do remember not to make that mistake. The next one is illicit versus illicit. So these are homophones, of course. The pronunciation is the same, however, the meaning is entirely different. Illicit, that's E-L-I-C-I-T, means to bring forth. For example, I like to elicit information from my trainees when I'm in the classroom. And whereas illicit, that is ILLICIT, means something criminal, something illegitimate, something that's against the law. For example, illicit activities have been banned by the government in this region. So there you go. Illicit and illicit. The next one is its versus its. Same pronunciation, however, when you're writing, you don't use an apostrophe in ITS, and it means belonging to something. For example, this is a computer and its color is white. Whereas IT apostrophe S is a contraction, which means it is. For example, it's a computer. I think that when it comes to email writing, this particular pair plays havoc to some people's writing. And I see this mistake committed a lot when it comes to business writing. So guys, don't be a victim of that. The next one is lose versus lose. So again, when we talk about conversations, these two are interchangeably used, which sometimes can seem very awkward and very odd. So lose means to fail. For example, India will lose the match if they don't improve their fielding, which I think is something we can say forever for Team India. And loose means not tight. So for example, the printer is not working. Why don't you check the cables? They may be loose. They may be loose. So just remember that when you are pronouncing L-O-O-S-E, it's pronounced loose and not lose. It's very common to hear people pronounce loose as lose and change the meaning altogether. Okay, the next one is proceed and proceed. Similar sounding words, not exactly similar, but similar sounding words. So proceed means to come before in time, action, or place. For example, 3 precedes 4, 1982 precedes 1983, and so forth. And proceed means to bring in action or to go forward with some action. For instance, do you want me to proceed with this transaction? Or do you want me to proceed with this project? So yeah, that's how you will use it. So do remember that. Okay, the next one is stationary versus stationary. Same pronunciation. So while stationary that ends with ARY means something that's not moving, that's fixed, that's still. So for example, this object is stationary in its place. It's not moving, it's fixed, it's still. And stationary, which ends with ERY, means writing materials like pen, paper, etc. The next is not a pair, it's actually a threesome. So it's there, there, and there. Yes, that's the one that we're looking at. So let's start with there. So there means that place. For example, there is a tree over there. And the second there is THEIR, which means belonging to them. This is their pen, this is their stuff, and so on. Whereas there, which is THEY apostrophe RE, is a contraction and it means they are. So do remember that. Okay, and we've come to the end, to the last pair of commonly confused words. It's your and your. Yes, that's right. It's just your versus your. So your is belonging to you. For example, this is your pen, this is your phone materials. And your, which is YOU apostrophe RE, means you are. It's a contraction. For example, you're a cricketer, you're a doctor, and so on and so forth. Okay, great. So that brings us to an end of this long and exhausting list of commonly confused words. Hopefully this video was of great value to you, and I do sincerely hope that you avoid these commonly confused mistakes yourself. Otherwise, watching this video would make no sense, would it? And of course, if you liked this video, please do make sure that you like it and share it with your friends. Leave in the comment section below any commonly confused words that I have missed out on. I know I must have missed out on a few. So do let me know about that. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.